Hi everybody, one quick announcement before I talk about the topic for today. I know I have not been sticking to the schedule that I previously set for videos. I'm trying to find some schedule that works for me. So when I find it, I will let you know what that is and I will stick with it. Today I want to talk about returning to a place of clarity and making decisions from a place of clarity. I have been talking in my recent videos about how to take the best advantage of this time when energy is moving a lot faster. And a lot of that I've been talking about from the perspective of people that are in a pretty good place in their life and able and ready to move forward with that. That's not the case for everyone, or it's the case for people in some areas of their lives, and in other areas of their life it is not quite so clear how to move forward. And what is happening now is energy is moving faster in the world in general, and there is a push forward. So whatever state you were in energetically beforehand is going to be intensified. So that means that if your life in general, or if some areas of your life weren't going so well, that energy is enhanced and that will show up more for you. Now, it's not a punishment that it shows up more for you. What it is intended, as the world was created to be intended, to exemplify and to show you what your energetic state is. And if you don't like it, you always have the opportunity to change anything about it. But the more you don't like it, hopefully the more motivation you have to change your energy. Now, not everybody knows that changing their energy is going to result in a change in the physical world. So that's where a lot of people get into problems, is they don't understand, if things aren't going well in the physical world, then I have to change my energy. And that's step number one. If you don't know that yet, then you probably shouldn't be watching this video. Or if you don't know that yet, then you're not seeking. What I mean by that is you're not seeking answers yet of how to try to change things energetically. So once you come to the point that you understand that your energy is related to what comes into your life, then you have the next question is, well, okay, how do I change my energy from whatever it's doing that's creating something I don't like to being in a place where it creates something I do like? And the very simple answer to that is focus. Whatever you are focused upon in the physical world, you are going to get more of that in your life. If things are going on in the physical world that you don't like, or in one topic of your life, you look around and you do not like what you see, the only way to change your energy in that case is to go inwards and get some respite and some rest and some way to refocus onto what you do want. So that is a withdrawing from the world for a period of time, or withdrawing your focus from that topic in the world for a period of time until you can adjust and sort that out into what you want. You don't have to withdraw from the world in general, but withdraw your attention from that topic. And that comes to what the title of this video is, which is returning to a place of clarity. And that place of clarity is always within you. I think that's something people forget when they become very stressed and when they are in a situation in the physical world that it seems like everything they are doing is resulting in things they don't want. And or they're in a situation where you don't feel that any of the choices you have are choices that you want to make. So the most important thing to say here is that those emotions are a temporary state caused by your attention outwards onto what you don't like. So if you're looking around and seeing things you don't like, the only thing you're going to feel is pain. Because you're just becoming more aware. I don't want this. I don't want this. I'm looking at this. I don't want this. I'm looking at this. I don't want this. I'm looking at this. I also don't want this. So if all you're doing is focusing out on what you don't want, all you're going to do is bring more and more pain. And in that state of energy, you're just creating more of that thing. So the only way to change that kind of situation is to move inwards for a while. And this is the most important part of this video, is the fact that despite what you see out there and despite what you feel when you look at those things, there is a place of clarity inside yourself that always exists, even though it may be covered with those emotions when you are focusing out in the world. It may feel, what I'm trying to say is, it may feel as if that place doesn't exist, but it does, always. And that is your natural state of being. That is who you are. That is that energy that has come forth from the universe with that life knowledge, with that basic structure. That is the basic structure of what it is. It is a place of clarity and knowing, and it's a place of creation, and it's a place of certainty that understands it's capable of creating anything that it wants, and retains the certainty to be able to create that. So that is a place that you have to come back to first. You have to touch that in some way. And another way of saying that place of clarity, of course, is your inner being or source or your higher self or whatever you want to call it. But that is the state that it lives in. And you have to find a way, if you don't like what you see outside yourself, you have to find a way of coming back inside yourself and touching that energy for a while. That will calm yourself and bring you to a different energetic state. So that is what the work really is. When you don't like what you see outside, you need to find a way to change your energy to something else before you look out there and try to create or try to change anything that you don't like. And that's hard for people, because when their emotions get whipped up and when you get very upset, your initial response often is, I have to go and change that now. I have to change that now. But if you're doing that from the energetic state that you were in when you were looking at that, even though the attempt to change something will feel temporarily good, because you feel like you're doing something, and we're taught in this world doing something is good, if you're doing it from that energetic state, that attempt and that action in the world will result in more of that panic energy and more things coming into your life that fit that panic energy that will make you panic even more or make you unhappy even more, or whatever emotion it is that you're feeling when you're looking at that. So coming back into yourself on that topic is the only way, it's the only way to ever change that topic. So the first thing is talking with your mind and helping it understand, yes, we're going to do something. Change is going to come. It's not going to come by rushing into that situation without having a plan, without knowing what we're doing, without changing our energy first. So convincing your mind that that is a good plan and that plan is going to be effective is the first thing to do. And then after you have understood that changing your energy is imperative to changing anything in the world, your mind will start to understand that. Not immediately, but it is a habit that you will build up. And then coming back into yourself, and what I mean by that is anything that you can do that will bring you to a state of feeling better, basically. And that feeling better, of course, is in levels of how good you can feel depending on what you've been looking at. So meditation, walking in nature, exercise, art, painting, anything that isn't on the topic that has been making you upset. Anything that makes you feel good. Sex, if sex makes you feel good, whatever it is. But ultimately, the more that you can come into contact with that inner self that lives in that place, the more that place is going to be able to connect with you and help change your energy on that topic. Now, you may not get great amounts of clarity if you were not close to that state to begin with. What may happen is you'll have a little bit more clarity, or you'll feel a little bit calmer, a little bit more peace than you did before. And that is a perfect place to be in, because if you then go out into the world and create and make decisions from that little bit better of place, what is going to happen is things in the world are going to get a little bit better. And if you can focus on that being a little bit better, that is going to make you feel better, and that is going to help you come to a greater place of clarity next time you go inward and connect, or you find a way to gradually move yourself into that better feeling, energetic place. So it really is all about that, and it's all about convincing your mind that that's going to be an effective strategy. For most people, that is not a strategy that they have learned to use or to trust. And then, of course, the real results come when you start to see in the world that that actually works. So then when things aren't going well in the world, you're not trying to tear yourself away from it, but you're rushing to go and change your energy because you know that that works, and you're going out and seeing the results. So don't rush. Please don't rush to make changes if you don't like what you see and you're not in a place of clarity about how to change that or where to change that from. That clarity can only come from within. So that's a good place to end that. If anybody has further questions about that, because I realize there's going to be a lot of questions about how you actually do that, then please feel free to write that in the comment below. Thank you so much for being here, and hope to see you next time.